Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing this morning? Hopefully you all have your coffee, beverages, whatever. Good morning, Franco from long ago. And good morning, ITT. Welcome to the stream. How's everyone doing this morning? Hopefully just peachy. Put this away for now. Gonna put stuff away and we're gonna get started on a project here. I'll show you what the project is shortly. This should be in my camera stuff, but that goes upstairs. I'll put this to go upstairs. All of this is going to be junk, probably. How's it going, Lockwatcher? Didn't do any treadmill yesterday, but I did go for a fairly exhaustive hike. Probably on time because you woke up at noon. Must be nice. I don't really wake up early anymore. So this stuff is functional, but not that functional. So I can either put this in a box and save it for a different time, but they'll be storing this stuff forever. I'll figure it out some other time. Feels bad to trash all this stuff, but it is part of the learning process. These things are also part of the learning process. They're actually trash though, because I'm an iterative designer, and this is only a couple cents worth of ASA anyways. So yeah, these can all, actually these knobs are good. I'm going to keep these knobs. The rest of the stuff goes in the trash. So, I'm happy to announce that as of this morning, I'm confident enough to say that I have lost 15 pounds on my weight loss journey. 15 pounds. So started at 215 and some change pounds, and now I'm at 200. Yeah, we don't, here in Ottawa, I don't think we can recycle PLA in the same way. Thank you, ITT. Let me tell you guys what that, for you international folks, 15 pounds to kg, that's 6.8 kilograms. 1 stone. How's it going, E. Parton? 1204. So yeah, lost 15 pounds, like definitely now. It's been 3 mornings in a row where my weigh-in, I weigh myself in the morning when I wake up. It's been 3 mornings in a row where my weigh-in has been 200 pounds or lower. So, oh, this goes in the other box. Today, well, I haven't announced what I'm doing today yet. I'm going to clean up this a little bit and then I'm going to announce it. It is going to be a large project that we are going to be undertaking. And I do want some feedback from you guys. So you guys will play a part in this project, at least in sort of directing, about the direction we're going to take. So I would value your feedback, but I have not announced it yet because it's going to be a big one. It's going to require a little bit of attention. Cable management. Where is my, up there. Cable management. Didn't even notice you were talking in salad. Was in kilograms. Oh. Yeah. Canadians are a little weird. So our height on official documents is in centimeters, but nobody knows their height in centimeters. We colloquially talk about our height in feet and inches. Our weight is in pounds. We're all in between. We're just heavily influenced by the US. I just stabbed myself on a piece of sheet metal. It might bleed. Which would be fantastic. This is a LED headlight bulb. Hopefully I didn't cut myself too bad on that piece of sheet metal. Because if so, I'll have to stop for doing a little bit of first aid. Owie, owie, owie. It's a piece of, like a computer power supply, there are usually two pieces of sheet metal. One is like a U shape like this, and then the other one is the U shape like underneath. So one is top and sides, the other one is sides and bottom. So that was laying on the floor. Let me just inspect. Watch your eyes, I'm going to turn on the lights. Okay, inspect off camera, so if you're squeamish, don't worry. Nope, I don't seem to be leaking. So that's always good. Disinfect. Well, no, if I didn't pierce the skin, I'm good. And because of my work as a mechanic, I am all tetanus shotted up. Okay, clean enough. Let me explain to you. I'll put some bolts away. And then I will explain to you. Put it away, put it away, put it away now. These are M6 bolts. So these are what fit a 10mm socket. So the 10mm sockets tend to disappear, but so do the M6 bolts. So that goes in there. How did that fall and end up there? Whatever, I'm not asking questions. I'm not asking those kinds of questions anymore. It's like the world's most unlikely fall trajectory. You go there and knock everything down. Okay, let me put away these brass inserts and then we'll chat about it. Pretty sure these are M6, so they go in there. Dip it in the coffee. So as I've lost 15 pounds, I now have 20 pounds to go, or 1.3 stone, or 2 kg, 9 kg to go. Something rolled behind my coffee mug. Well, whatever it was, it's gone forever. So yeah, 9 kilograms, 20 pounds to go. Still waiting for the stream. You clean your workshop when you have removed all the nominative paper. I don't know what nominative paper means. Okay. So here's the plan. When I'm walking on the treadmill, I need a massive distraction. Okay. Watching episodes, listening to podcasts, it's not enough for me. It's like a struggle. I'm not motivated. It's difficult. Okay. So I've come to the conclusion. Oh, no, yeah, I'm not. Nah, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. If so, it would be a chat-only stream. It would essentially just be you guys listening. How's it going, Dirty Yankee? Okay, so anyways. So when I'm when I'm walking on the treadmill, I need a massive distraction. Playing video games is the only way I can be distracted. So the other day, I loaded up a fairly simple game, and I played with this. So this is a standard Xbox controller. It worked really well. It's Bluetooth, has rechargeable batteries inside. Okay. The only problem is when you're playing, you're stuck with your hands close to each other. And that's not great for stability on the treadmill. I want to be like, you know, walking like this. So at times I was using it like this. And then when I needed to press the face buttons, I would come over here with the other hand and do that. So I'd be like walking like this and like this. It worked. It was not fantastic. So, here's what I've come up with. What if, you know, simple video games really only need a couple of buttons, okay? So you've got a trigger input here, a button here. So like, let's say if you're playing Game Boy, right? You have your main, like accept, and your back, and then your direction. So you only really need like a couple of buttons. I have a Wii. But most of the games you require this and the controller, right? So that's not great. So what I want to do is, this is wired. I want to make a wireless one of these. Okay, so you got, first of all, a handheld controller. Okay. Handheld controller. Okay. You found a Canadian engineer that wants to help with your projects. Is this what you're designing? Or not me? Okay, so Franco, you've got one of the solutions. Get a Switch. So the Switch has two controllers that you can use with a PC. However, they are both individual controllers. So you need to combine them in software. Also, the Switch controller is not very ergonomic. This is much more ergonomic than that. But hear me out. We're not done. Hear me out here. So handheld controller. So 1, 2, okay, and so each controller has like a joystick, and let's say 3 more buttons plus 3. So the buttons could be, so the Wii doesn't click on the joystick, but most controllers do. If you listen, don't know if you can hear that. So joystick plus 3 buttons, and then I want it to be wireless. So that means battery and some sort of protocol. Okay. So joystick and 3 buttons. So 1, 2, and the press down. And here is where it gets better. I want to have 2 of these. So 1 in each hand. I think I have another Joy-Con. I have to, or whatever this is called. Okay, just got to be careful not to stab myself on the sheet metal this time. I think I have another one of these. Oh. Here, I'll grab one of these to be illustrative. Okay, no sheet metal this time, that's good. Okay, so the idea is on the Wii, you have to play either like this or like this, right? But my idea is to play like this. So you have your twin sticks, like so. And this is my idea. Now, even better is that my idea is to use to have a receiver. So essentially we're doing 2 projects. So protocol, I was thinking this could be ESP Now, because it is a very rapid ESP to ESP communication protocol. Battery, I want to use built-in management, MGMT. Built-in management. Okay. And then the receiver, I think it will be ESP32S3 because it has HID. This is going to be PC. It's going to be PC. Couple of simple facts. PC is way more flexible on inputs. And the other thing is that most Xbox games are too complex to be played with like 8 buttons and 2 sticks. You know, you kind of need the start, select, whatever. I want to do this. Yeah. Could you put a D-pad below the joysticks? So here is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this section of the Joy-Con, so to speak, is removable. So you take a screw out, or 2 screws, let's just say 2 screws, take a screw out, remove it, put in a D-pad module. So you can choose to have the joystick or a D-pad. This is by the way, this is one of the worst D-pads you can ever have. This is not much better. These are not good. These are not great D-pads. I think a way better D-pad. Much better D-pad would be in this guy. I don't have a shipping label on this, do I? Hopefully not. Way better D-pad is found on here. Now that is a good D-pad. This is PlayStation 3, DualShock 3. But yeah, I think you remove the joystick and replace it with a D-pad, and they're probably going to be made out of discrete buttons. It'll be more like something like this. And then you've got the center, or maybe there'll be an extra button up here or something. So that's my idea. And I don't know if I can write this in Python. Not 100% sure. How's it going, Mr. Ian? Nice weather here. We're about to get a snowstorm. Actually, let me check the radar. Because I think we're having our last snowstorm of the year. It's going to start around 10 a.m. That's in an hour and a half. So we're getting 10 centimeters of snow today. Sony always did have good D-pads right to the PSX. Yep. I totally agree. So that's the idea. I'm going to try to write the code for this, but being honest here, I have 3 weeks left of Claude Pro. This is the right kind of program for that. I don't think it'll be in Python. I think it'll be in C++, just because. Oh, and I think, so I was reading somewhere, I don't know if that's true, which is why we're verifying now, that the Xiao ESP32C3 has battery management built in. If it does, that is going to be the micro I'm going to be using. Don't tell me I don't have a Xiao. Are we buying microcontrollers again? Dang damn it, guys. Can I just have one project that uses the same? I just want to do one project that uses more than one. I don't have a Xiao in here. Don't seem complicated, just a basic input device, wireless. No, I won't. No. No. I'm going to start from scratch because this is not wireless. This is a legitimate nunchuck. So it's got tri-wing screws. This one has tri-wing screws as well. Let me see if I have a nunchuck. So I won't use the Wiimote. I plan on using, here, let's make a parts list. So I've ordered yesterday, I've ordered some TMR joysticks. I don't remember which one. Thank you, Lockwatcher. I don't remember which joysticks I ordered. Let me check. I'll check on AliExpress. So I'm going to use Hall Effect sticks, essentially. Skip. My orders, view all. That was just an avalanche of stuff. Never been able to get the Wii Chuck I2C. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not going to use. I'm going to use this as a. I'm going to use this as a prototype. I'm not going to use these. So I got the PS5 Hall Effect joysticks. They're coming. I paid $3 Canadian for 2 of them. Picking up your PC for the NAS. Nice. $847 US. Yikes, that's expensive. I paid a lot less for my NAS. Okay, let me just clean up the avalanche that happened here. Oh, I'm so old. Fine, keep falling then. See how much I care. I actually bought some of these little joysticks. These are for the Switch, but they're not really good for my hands. Oh, it's just basic. I could do it on Python? Maybe. Maybe, but I do have 3 weeks worth of Claude codes. So someone said ESP ESP32C3 has charging management, maybe, but not the Super Mini. Not the little guys. So this does not have battery management. This is a S30. This one, C3 Super Mini, does not have battery management. Nope. C6. Don't forget, I need to fit it sort of in this form factor. So the joystick goes like down to here. So it needs to fit a battery and a microcontroller back here. 3 drives. Okay, if you include drives in that price, that's incredibly good. Mine has 3 drives. I have 3 12 or 14 terabyte drives. Just the Seed Zhao one. Okay. So it is the Seed Zhao. Okay, that's what I was thinking. I thought you meant just the regular ones I had. Sorry, that was another avalanche. In here, so I soldered, here's the Seed Zhao. This is a C6, but I think I ordered 2 Seed Zhaos. I'm okay with ordering microcontrollers, I suppose, if I have to. The idea is this year, I need to finish more projects. That's where I'm getting at. I need to finish projects to, first of all, to make my life better. Right? There's no doubt that my wireless controllers will improve my life because I will be using the treadmill more. Here's a Zhao. So it's a C6. 6 4 TB drives. Okay, yeah. Those are not very dense. And I agree, I only have 1 driver redundancy right now. So I agree with more, for sure. Okay, so does that have... Yes, it has battery management right down there. So this is a tiny little drive, a little board, and I think, like, let's say I fit it down here in the design, and then I'll be able to charge it by plugging in. So probably, let's go price out. So I need an S3, but we have an S3 here that doesn't need a battery. So I need 2 C6 Zhaos, or C3s, whatever. Okay, so let's go AliExpress. Oh, fuck off. I forgot how to... I'll just put seed. Seed Studio. So I think S3 is overkill. Fuck off. No, I don't. So I think S3 is overkill. Let's look for Seed Studio C3. C3 should be plenty. Why is this more expensive than the S3? Fuck off. I think a with antenna would be cool. 5 pieces, $50. That's pricey. That's very pricey. That's much more pricey. Just did your first order from AliExpress. One place I could find rewritable Game Boy carts. After spending Amazon money on components, it's wild seeing the prices. Yeah. I'm choosing to not acknowledge the trolling happening in chat. Can we just go back to cheering of my 15 pounds of weight loss, please? Thanks. By the way, I took quite a bit of time yesterday, and I have developed a plan for going forward. I have a channel plan. I haven't developed it enough yet to start today, but if I stream tomorrow, we're doing it. New website, new plan, new everything. ESP32 dev board's cheaper than I'm seeing here on stream. Are you American, Rufus? Because I am Canadian. I do know that, not Connecticut. No, what? Universal solder. I did find some Zhao. Go away. So the C6 is out of stock. The look, the S3 is only 13 bucks. Look at this, $9. You can buy from Canadian. Northern Michigan. You're not more Canadian than me. I'm sorry. that's just a no. Warm in Central Ohio. Nice. I wish it was warm here. No, I haven't resolved my credit card balance. Why must you remind me of my shortcomings? Okay. So it seems to me that the S3 is the same price. I'm just looking on my second tab here. The further north in half of Canadians. You guys, well, I'm not in Toronto though. Oh, Jackie Kraft is in North Dakota. I mean, I don't really have Maple Pride. Okay, I need a freaking account. Do not have a credit card balance. You do have a credit card, but it's paid off. Yeah, I wish. Welcome to being a content creator. Look, ITT. Just because you're correct doesn't mean I have to be happy about it. That movie Fargo, never seen it. What's it about? Fargo. Fargo synopsis. I know how to spell. A black comedy crime thriller written and directed by the Coen brothers. Oh, it's in Minnesota, in North Dakota. I see. I understand now. Yeah, I toss you into the wood chipper, don't you know? 96, huh? I'll put it on the list. I'll put it on the list. I thought this was Adam Savage for a moment there. Let's check the Rotten Tomatoes score. I mean, that's rated pretty good. Okay. So if S3 is the same, so let's go Zhao S3 pinout. what do we got? 11 GPIO, 9 ADC. That's good. So if we need 4 buttons here, let me start a document here. Look how slow LibreOffice opens. It's pretty bad when Microsoft Word opens faster. Okay, so here we go. Let's go 22. We need a name for this project. Project placeholder name. Need a name for this. Bullets. Bullet with butterfly wings. Okay, 2 controllers, 1 receiver. 2 controllers, 1 receiver, 1 joystick, and 3 to 4 buttons per controller. I do have maple coffee cream. I have sort of maple pride, like you would have to pay me a substantial amount of money to move away from here. And certain places I just wouldn't move. Right? I am happy about growing up in Canada. Obviously, some things could be better, but that's always. Per controller, optional swappable joystick for D-pad. Okay, ESP32, ESP now protocol, 2 transmitters talking to 1 receiver. Battery powered. What are we making? It's right here. We're making, essentially we're making, oh, you guys can't see. We're making custom ones of these, which will be wireless. We'll use Hall effect joysticks and ESP now. We're going to use 2 of these to talk to 1 receiver to make 1 controller, essentially. And all this so I can run on the treadmill. And it's going to be battery powered. Hall effect joystick. It's for playing video games while on the treadmill, essentially. I want a physical on-off switch. Let's see about that. Okay, so let's profile this. Zhao ESP32S3. So we're gonna do can you just always do this? Thanks. Interface. Okay. That's good. Yeah, so LiPo battery. That's good. ASCII makes some dope one-handed controllers you may be able to incorporate if you need more buttons. Use 2 for custom. A cat turd scrapper. Okay, so have a good one, E. Parton. This is gonna be like over a week of work. Okay, so that's good. Let's do the same thing here. But that was the C3. And then interface. Interface. And then we're going to go back to C3 pinout. By the way, I'm all ears. If you guys have another microcontroller that has battery management, that would be better, ESP, I'm all ears. Nine ADC in the S3. Is the C3 and the S3 different sizes? Or maybe the S3 has pads on the back. That would make sense. Oh, the Plus though. Look at the Plus. It's got more. Okay, hang on. Yeah, look, the Plus has more. Huh. So 21 by 17.8. Oh. And this one is same size. You mean like a TP4056 or whatever? It takes up space. Takes up space, and then you have to like relay it over, and you have to bypass the circuit. Like you have to plug it to a different pin. I don't think you could just raw dog it on the 3.3 volt pin. If I could spend $20 to accelerate this project by a week, I will. Essentially. We can ask our good friend ESP32C3. I need it to be based on ESP32 and have lithium charging built in and be very compact. Any ideas? I think What you got, Sion? Tiny S3, quite a bit bigger. Feather S3. The Oh My God S3. Nano S3. Wow, that has no USB or anything. Tiny C6. This is way overkill for what I want, but he does have battery management, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Yeah, lipo charging. The machine and building is already at 30K. You have regulator on ESP, you can power it up to 5 volts. Hang on. Yeah, Tiny Pico V3. Fire Beetle, that's way too big. If I have a regular ESP32 C3 and want to connect a LiPo to it, I would buy a TP4056 board with a DW01 on it, but what pin would I wire it to? Is it safe to assume I can feed the LiPo directly to the 5-volt pin on the ESP32 C3? So what do you mean 30K? 30K lines of code, or like 30K dollars? What are we talking about? Let's go ESP32 in general. Yeah, it's got nothing. Tiny Pico V3, here it is. I have the Tiny Pico here. Yeah, so dropout voltage of 1, that's what I thought. So yeah, this is what I thought. So you can't connect it to the 5 volt, and you can't connect it to the 3.3. So you need another LDO. So what are you building? That's the 30 grand. I don't even make freaking 30 grand in a year.
Carbon fiber composite with Lumilor. What are you doing, Jackie? Is this... hold on. Are you doing this for a living or a hobby? Because I can imagine how cool a video game controller would be with all that stuff, but not that it would require it. You know what I mean? Okay, so here ITT is why I don't want to use a protection board. Okay, so if I'm just going to put this aside for now. I'm going to grab one of these. This is my C3 Super Mini. And then I think I grabbed this. It's a hobby is specific is all you're saying. Okay. I guess I don't understand. I'm just not understanding. Because I think that's super cool. And you're doing it for a hobby, which is also cool. But like, I guess I want to know the motivation and what it's going to be when it's done, because that, I mean, to me it sounds freaking awesome. Okay, so here is the reason why I want to order a Zhao board. So if I go with the Zhao, we're talking about this. Okay, this handles everything except for battery protection. It has battery management but has no protection, so you get a protected cell or whatever. This is the alternative. This is a ESP32 Super Mini, C3 Super Mini, and this is the charge and protection board. Now, a charge board is marginally smaller without protection, but this is why I want something with built-in battery management, because look at the space savings, right? Making arcade controls specific to the game. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, I'm not doing anything like that. Okay, I understand what you're talking about now, Jackie. What I'm making is I'm going to emulate one of these, and it's going to be inside of two of these, essentially. And it'll just be a USB gamepad. How's it going? Veers something. Veers Barwell? What's up? So essentially, I want to, like, I could put these back to back, but it's still way more space than this. You know what I'm saying? How's it going, Jack in the shop? Jack in the shop, is that a euphemism, or is it just like a play on words like Jack in the box? So I think I'm going to go with the Zhao. This is a C6. I can get the C3. I'm going to go price the difference. I'm gonna price the difference. Dang it. Just you in the shop doing shop stuff. Nice. What kind of shop stuff? Like Jackie just told us that she's working on carbon fiber and luminous paint or whatever, which is pretty nuts. I think the S3 is the same price. Let me see. Let me see how much I can get. Okay, so the S3 is about $11 each. I have to check off screen because I'm on my actual account. The C6. Oh, okay, C6 is way cheaper. C6 is this C6 for real? C6 is about, give me a second here. C6 is about $770. This is all Canadian, by the way. $770 each. And then C3 C3 seems more expensive. $45 for 5 is about $9. So right now, I'm gonna pull the trigger on a couple of C3s. Why are they so inexpensive? I'm like suspicious. 23 by 3, $766 a pop. $38.38 divided by 5. Yeah, they're all 7. They're suspiciously inexpensive. I'm gonna grab 3. Oh, pre-order. What? Oh, and the shipping. Motherfucker. Okay, let me see. Like a gamer chair? Huh? CNC lasers, 3D printers, RC mower builds. Let me go check your channel out. Jack in the shop. Cool. You do some pretty cool stuff, Jack in the shop. I'm gonna subscribe. I'm gonna recommend people go. Hairy edges. Five-layer frequency controlled. Okay, hang on. Okay, hang on. We gotta do this. Lumalore paint. Images. Oh, I see. Okay. Very cool. Huh. I like it. Okay, let me see if I can find an actual price for the C3. No. Okay, C3, $10 a pop. Okay, C6. C6, $16 a pop. That's expensive. Okay, I'll deal with this off stream. Here, let me pin this. Pin message. Okay, so it seems like any one of these will work for my project. For switches, paying for the battery management essentially, but look, but it's also like, I think it's also literally the most compact ESP you can get. It's smaller than the Super Mini, and it's smaller than the Zeros. It's like tiny. It's like here's a Zero. So I think it's the same. Okay, it's the same size as the Zero. Look at the Zhao. It's absolutely tiny, and it has an external antenna, which might be useful because we can put the antenna up here where you're less covering it. You know what I'm saying? How'd you find this channel, Jack in the Shop? I'm just curious. Actually, how did everyone find this channel? Because I don't know how many of you come from the main channel. I actually don't know. I don't know the answer to this question. But anyways, we can also use this to start prototyping. Less I/O, it's a choice, yeah. There are videos on YouTube, how to Lumilure. I'll check that out after, for sure. All right. For switches now, I'm going to put these away, actually, because or else they're just going to end up in the pile. These away. Put this back away. These guys away for now. This is all the Canablocks stuff. This will hang on too. This will hang on too because it's a bag for that. This can go away. This goes back in the power management ICs area. Switches. Hitting switches. Okay. All right. So as much as I'd love to use some Cherry style YouTube recommendation. Oh, nice. Found my channel through Scruff Dogs. Jesus Christ. So, love to do mechanical switches, not gonna happen. Too big. Although there are low profile mechanical switches. Look, I can make an arcade cabinet one day. You know what I need in order to get motivated to make an arcade cabinet? I need someone who wants to buy an arcade cabinet. Because I sure as hell don't have space to store an arcade cabinet.
Okay, here is what I have. These are mouse switches. Like to watch live streams. This channel just popped up. Nice. Very nice. Thank you, YouTube. So these are, I forgot the brand. Big coffee cup on a recommended video. My coffee cup? I have thumbnails on all my stuff. No? I forgot the brand of this, but it is meant for controllers. There's actually a little bit of a clicky. I don't know if you can hear it. Oh, sorry. Well, you know what they say, curiosity kills the cat. Okay, and then there's these ones, also meant for like an input device, like a controller or a mouse. I don't remember the brand. These are name brand. So if we... Okay, this one has a much more subtle click, but look how small. You can't hear that. So these are good candidates for the buttons. Now, these have like a lot of travel. Looks like this one, yeah, definitely has a lot of sound here. These have much more travel than that. These guys, these have a clicky. These are analog. I'm not implementing any analog, that's for sure. I mean, all these are functional. Definitely won't be clicky like that. Thing is, I have my controller project out here. These were bought for a controller project. And I have my controller project, but I don't... I thought I bought a bunch of switches. Like legit, like replacement PlayStation switches. So I've got this bag of parts. Oh, I see, I see. Tilt switch? I mean, you can implement gyroscopic controls. Definitely, Lockwatcher, I would think about it, but not for version 1. So anyways, I've got, these are, I think they're PlayStation 4. Okay, this is why I thought I had switches. Because I have these capacitive dome, these like a carbon dome pads. Could try to make this work. Started working on arcade cabinet. Got the control board done. Got the PC loaded. Batocera. Metric butt ton of ROMs. Never built the cabinet. Yeah. So the other problem, ITT, is that people would also want it to be loaded with ROMs. And Canadian fair use laws are extremely generous, except when it comes to distributing piracy. Like, you would probably suffer 0 consequences for downloading ROMs. Not that I would, because that's illegal. I would never. But selling ROMs definitely would get you on some sort of potential legal trouble. And if I make one in a YouTube video, it's pretty clear, right, what I'm doing here. Because, yeah, I wouldn't make it and not make a YouTube video. Okay, I also have one more option here for switches. Just gonna pile this crap on top of other crap. So I have bought all the parts for a, what was this called? The llama controller? I don't remember. Open llama? I don't remember what it's called. But it's like an open source this looks like an important piece of paper. Is my address on this? No. So there's a open source controller project. Best way to do it is beater and reverse engineer. So I've got like a shit ton of parts. Oh, here's the controller. So this was printed before I got the Centauri Carbon, as you can see, by the kind of shit printing. So yeah, my plan was to do pink and purple. A lot of devices are sold without the ROMs. Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing. A lot of the people here would really want it to be ROM filled. So rotary encoders, these are all, I just bought all this from LCSC. Here are the buttons. SMD tactile switches. So I do have some buttons. I think this group is called Input Labs, and I think there was something about llamas. The only thing I didn't like about this idea, hat-based system if you're willing to put up with the whiplash. Hat-based system. The only thing I didn't like about this idea is it used a capacitive sensor on this side, which I thought was wholly unnecessary. But they had really good ideas. Oh, look, it warped. If I were to reattack this, I would print it on the Centauri Carbon. For sure. Oh yeah, so here's some encoders, I think. Plug-in multi-directional switches. Look at these. Like they thought about this stuff big time. Oh, here's some more switches. So here's some tactile switches for the bumpers on the top. For these guys here. A whole bunch of SMD parts. They strongly recommended I get everything SMD pre-soldered. But I was like, screw that. Here's some more tactile switches. See those? Understand what happens at some point for you. Technical problems, like this coming out like ass, for example. Also, when my YouTube channel waxes and wanes in popularity, it affects me. Like I'm human. And then what happens is this goes on the back burner for a couple of months, and then they move on to revision 2, and I don't want to restart everything and reorder specific parts. And open source projects have, let's say, documentation issues, and I have issues with lots of stuff. I get busy. It's just not that simple. If I had someone here managing for me, or if I could afford to pay an editor, I mean, some things would be better, but in the end, I mean, I'm human. I'm flawed, very flawed. Also, when I was putting in, you know, like all these hours to make podcasts every 2 weeks, and it was impossible to book guests. The interest was waning. The views were okay, but the ad revenue is effectively zero because most of the views were off YouTube. And I have to work 3 jobs, right? I have 3 jobs. So, yeah, stuff happens. Stuff happens. I wish I didn't have to work so hard, but I do. So that's what I have to say for myself. And on that bombshell, I think I'm going to make more coffee, so I'll be back. Let me put up my coffee sign. Oh, something massive just fell there. There you go. I'll be right back. I'm back. You don't need to do anything nice for me. You know? The best thing you can do for me is to watch and share my videos, essentially. That's what it boils down to. This is a creator's life, sadly. I mean, I was just reflecting. As I was waiting for my coffee, I did a little bit of a workout. I did some wide grip chin-ups. Now they are assisted, so they're not like that crazy. However, I was thinking, like, you know how much unpaid labor there is in YouTube and in teaching? So my main two sources of income in the last couple of years, not anymore, not teaching anymore, because our province doesn't believe in education. But it's ridiculous. I would teach sometimes 3 hours paid per week, but it was like 12 to 16 hours of work in total per week, but only paid for 3. Because all the other stuff is like prep time, is like building labs for my students. It was setting up the workspaces for them. It was tearing down everything, creating evaluations that were relevant to the material I was teaching that I had to put together, and at the same time that was relevant to what they need in their jobs. There was a lot of stuff I have to do that's unpaid, right? Same thing here on YouTube. You know how many emails I get? People asking for help, and I do my best to help them. I really wish I didn't have to, but it is what it is. Talking to sponsors, trying to set up sponsorship deals. Majority of the job you have at least 25%. Yeah, this was a little, both teaching and YouTubing are more than that. Like if I could tell you my hourly wage on sponsored videos, it's like dog shit. Might as well go work at McDonald's. The problem is in Canada you can't work at McDonald's anymore. Okay, so let's set up a prototype. Let's set up a prototype. So which pins should we assign? Let's see. Okay, so this is a C3. I forgot what we're going for, but I guess it doesn't really matter. You need a community where you can redirect people for help, yeah. Answering questions on YouTube, Discord server, making videos to answer questions. Some of the videos you make are private just for one person. Yeah, I mean, it's just, I learned from the community, so I always feel like I need to give back. And actually, the broader plan that I'm have developed yesterday, should help with that. But we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so the C3 has 3 analog inputs, so that's good. Let's do this. Copy image. Let's pop that right in there. Let's grab the S3.
That's the sense. This is for both. Okay. Let's copy image. Pop that right there. Don't do it for a living. I mean, it's still unpaid labor. I agree, but the other thing is I'm in a shit situation right now where I don't have any paper qualifications. So, except for in education and mechanics. And I guess I could go back to be a full-time mechanic, but my body is broken. And this, by the way, I don't want any pity from anybody. I made my own decisions. I am not saying that you should care. I'm just saying if I abandon projects, this is why. That's all I'm saying. I don't want anybody to go and join my Patreon because they feel bad for me or whatever. That's not what Patreon's there for. I'm just saying there are reasons. C6. Fuck off. C6. I want that here though. Oops, Control Z. C6. Interface, we're gonna add this bad boy. Yeah. Yeah, I completely... people who do YouTube definitely understand. Where I think it falls apart is in the big YouTubers. Those guys, not all of them, but I watch interviews, Control Alt Shift V, wow. I watch interviews with like Mr. Beast, for example, and I do think the guy forgets where he came from. Because he's like, oh, all you need to do to get views is to blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no. That's not how any of that works. It's like, yeah, if I want to make $1 million on a video, I suppose I could just spend 10 million on it. You know, it's not an option for a lot of us. So you got to be careful when it comes to... Did I cut the... No, that one's good. No, Legends here. Okay, this one, the Legends on the back. You got to be careful when you listen to some YouTubers on their advice, because a lot of them don't include the luck factor or the right place, right time factor. They forget all about this stuff. A3, use ADC2, which may become inop due to false sampling signals. Use ADC1 instead. As long as I have two digital channels, all I need. Analog channels, all I need, really. Power ground 3v3. Yeah, okay. So that's good. Um, yeah, solder header. Yep. Prepare your own headers. That's fine. Do not stick different pins together. Yep. Bootloader mode. We use the wrong program to make the Zhao appear to lose ports. When you encounter, you can try to put it into bootloader mode, solve most of the problems. Press and hold boot. Keep the boot button pressed, connect to the computer, release the boot. Yeah, upload the blink. Good. They recommend the Arduino IDE. It's interesting. Add the Zhao onboard package to the IDE and press OK. But this is just the expressive package. So I guess that's good. Oh, there's a Arduino boards. But I don't think you need it. Okay. So that's good. Good, and the Zhao blink. Good. Good, good. Making a car payment from the YouTube videos would be a good month. Welcome back, Franco. I don't have a car payment. And I don't make a car payment every month. I make very little. The real thing that's keeping me afloat is sponsors. Reading battery voltage, 200K resistor, and a 1 to 2. Deep sleep mode. I'm gonna have to learn C++. How goes the project? Well, I just went on a depressing tangent, but I blame my TT for that. We're just gonna figure out where to post up our pins. So, CIO. I mean, most of these are GPIOs. Let's see. If we want 1, 2, 3 buttons, we need 3 pins. But if we want 4 buttons, we need 4 pins. So here's 4. D 10, 9, 8, 7. 10, 9, 8, 7. 10, 9, 8, 7. So these are the same. So there's AO, A1, A2, AO, A1, A2, AO, A1, A2. So we can use the same pins for everything. So that's good. No, I'm not, like, she didn't upset me. My life decisions are a little upsetting, but it's okay. It's all good. I applied, by the way, I applied to like 10 jobs last month, and I've heard nothing back. So that's going great. I am considering going back to school as well. That is an idea. But the truth is I'm old now. So I don't know if I have the wherewithal. Also, in hiring, by the way, there is a bias against old people. Definitely. Okay, so looks like we're going to go with pins AOA1. Oh, why is that? Why is that doing that? Why? Yeah, anchor over there. Depressing tangent. I don't think so, Jackie. I said ITT, not Jackie. And honestly, it wasn't ITT either. It was me. Pin assignments. So we want joystick. Oh, here's a problem. Here's a problem. So a I did have a pen in here somewhere. There it is. Let's see. Best chance to find a job is between 25 and 35. Yeah. So if we have a joystick, we need 3 pins. 3 pins plus ground. So we need X axis, which needs ground and let's say A0. And then we have Y axis, ground and A1. And then we have the button, the push button on top, this guy, which is, you need, so just click, go click. So we need ground and let's say D10. However, if we want a swappable module with a D-pad, we technically need 4 pins. D-pad will become 4 pins plus ground, unless we put in software that we multiplex. So we could multiplex, but not on the AO pin. Or we can use voltage division. Because we can use a voltage divider, whereas like if you hit the left button, so left is 3.3 volts, and right is like lower voltage. You would have to know. Yeah, we also need a switcher or something. Because I mean, in principle, Okay, in principle, the D-pad, I mean, you can just have your input floating, right? And then okay, here's an idea. Here's an idea. I'm all figuring this as we go. So you've got the AO pin here, right? Now let's imagine that we have full voltage here. What am I doing? I'm wasting paper. God damn it. I have a whiteboard for this. Doesn't matter. Okay, so we're connected to 3.3 volts here. And then we'll put a, let's say, 10 meg resistor. And then like a 10 meg resistor. And then here we have ground. And we connect the AO pin to that. That's a good start to interfacing to a 6800 processor. No, we have way more processing power than that. Okay. So this AO will be held in this state. It will be held at whatever 3.3 by 2 is. Which should be the same as the joystick on power up. Okay, so let's say 3.3 by 2, 1.65 volts. So that'll be 1.65 volts, and that should read, let's say like 1 volt to 2 volts equals no button press. Okay. Then we put our switch here with a much smaller resistance. So that's our switch. That looks bad, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's our push switch. Okay, and then we put a resistor here of like 1K. And then we have another button here. That's 1K. Okay, so now when we press here, we press right, this will be pulled to ground. Right? There's no way this 10 meg is going to affect this. So when you push right, it's going to be pulled, the AO is going to be pulled to ground. So that'll go ground, so equals right, and then 3.3 equals left. So we can actually do this. So you press this, it'll pull to 3.3, and then we're good. Let's do the math here. Because this is still connected, but at 10 megs, there's no way. It's going to be pulled most of the voltage here. It'll be almost 3.3 volts. Does anybody know why that wouldn't work? We can test it. We can definitely test it. Looks good to you, huh? I'm just plugging in this Pico because it's got a 3.3 volt pin. So 3.3 volt to here and ground to here. Okay. So use like a 10 meg. 10K, 1K, 1 meg, 50, 120. One ohm, 2.2. What time is it? My stomach is telling me we're getting close to lunchtime. I only get 2 meals a day, so I relish it. 2 eggs. Actually, on the subject of unpaid labor, these live streams should show you how much work goes into making a video. Okay, I got 4.7 meg. That might be enough. 5K, 560K, 1.5 meg. May not have 10 meg. Oh, 10 meg. 2:55 p.m. Yeah, exactly. I could do the same with up and down on A1. Depends on the game. Well, the thing is, I'm doing the processing. The computer won't see any difference because this is all being sent to an ESP32, and I'll be doing the processing on that. So it's just translation. But Franco is right. We do need a way to find which pin is which, and I'll take a look, or which is installed, and I'll take a look shortly to see if we can figure that out too. Okay, so here's the midpoint. (1:55 p.m.) No. You guys are both wrong. It is 10 p.m. Okay, so we got the midpoint here. It's like pushing the joystick from one. Yes, exactly. But again, I'll be doing the processing on a third ESP. It'll be completely transparent to the computer or to the console or whatever. If I can make it work like a regular Xjoy device or whatever, that's going to be even better. Okay, so we have ground here, and our midpoint sitting at 1.0. How much deviation are we getting on our actual voltage here? Okay, we had 3.29 or something like that. Okay, 1.88. We will do calibration, so I wouldn't worry about that. We'll do a power on calibration. Okay, so we've got this. That's good. Now we need a 1K. Let's keep this here for now. We need a 1K, and then we will stuff that 1K and pull the whole thing to ground or to power. Okay, so now we're pulling. So now we're going left. So we're going to pull this up to 3.3. So let's see what we read here. We just need to be very close to, like, so this is 3.28. We need to be very close to that. 3.28 indeed. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to pull it to ground. Then we need to be very close to 0 volts. Doesn't have to be all the way 0 volts. We'll calibrate it.
Indeed. So this works. This totally will work. So let's go see if we have another digital pin that will tie to the module, the removable module. This removable module will be in version 2. Okay, but I'd like to plan ahead so that's easier. Maybe it'll be version 1. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. Okay, so joystick. We're gonna go Shift F12. What a weird. A O X axis, A0 Y axis. Jesus Christ. Axis A1, and then button D10. Okay. Optional D-pad. And then we're going so L equals 3.3 volts, R, and this will be again A0, R equals ground A0, up equals 3.3 volts A1, and down, just put DN. DN equals ground A1. Note, use 10K, 10M resistors to ground and 3.3 volts on A0 and on A1. And then use 1K R to buttons to L, R, up, down. Tested on bench. They spell seed wrong? Yeah, I know it's seed. I always, when I do documentation, I add more E's to see who's going to notice. Okay, so if we have 4 pins here, D4 is SDA. Let's see if we can get D6 on all of them. D6 at the bottom there, D6, okay. Sense equals D6. Sense equals D6. So here's what we'll do. The module will pull D6 up to get the joystick, and down to get the D-pad, or vice versa. How's that sound? Wasn't pulling it to ground. Yeah, exactly. There was a floating ground problem.
Okay, now face buttons, which are not really face buttons, but if we decide to go 3, so it's D 7, 8, 9. D7, D8, and D9. Cool. So that's our pins. I don't think we need anything else. And any of these Zhaos will work. So whatever cheapest shit I can get is what I'll get. I kind of want a dual core, but it is more power hungry. Yeah, C6 is a dual core. Are they both RISC-V? I don't think this is RISC-V. This is RISC-V, pretty sure. Yeah, RISC-V. So the C series are RISC-V. Hate floating ground, makes it hard to walk on, yeah. Like that Quality Learning Center? What's the Quality Learning Center? Okay, so we're good to go on that. And we still have one pad left if we want to measure the battery voltage. Cool. So that's done. So now we can set up a little demo here. Oh, that stretch. I do wish I had a button matrix that I could just use to do this on, but I do want to check to see if all the analogs work. Make sure everything functions. Okay, so we can knock up a little sketch. Should be fairly easy. Arduino IDE. Slowly opening. Ugh, another update. Yeah, okay, fine. Just updating the IDE. Close and install. All users, obviously. Franco, how's your day been? If you're still here. Probably stepped away for a moment. Run the IDE. Yes, install my libraries. Here. guys can see all this crap going on. Made a Larson scanner this morning. Oh, okay, on Kit. I think Julian Eilert has a that's an old video on that. By Evil Mad Scientist. Okay, interesting. What? Arduino Uno? Why do you need a shift register if you've got a Uno? You could just do this in code. That's interesting. Ooh. Run your text through a autocorrect. Yeah, you don't need a shift register. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's only 8 LEDs. Use the 555 and 4017. Yeah, if you use pulse, like if you use pulses, for sure you use a shift register. Chuck Norris just died. Did he really? Chuck Norris. Oh my God. Rest in pepperonis. Huh. Can you sort? Sort? Sort comments? Let me just go to Reddit. Hot. This is defaulting to Canada, even though it says everywhere. Don't care. Oh, don't care. Not seeing it. This is done. Let's install all of these. Not dead. But Wikipedia says he's dead. Wikipedia is pretty good at this stuff. Okay, hang on. Death. Death was confirmed. Okay. There's a Variety article. March 20th, that's today. Okay. Okay, so here's a post on his, what is this, Twitter? What site is this? Instagram. Huh. Well, rest in pepperonis. That's what happens when you get older. Everybody around you dies. You tell you best double check that. Especially the wiki article and the Variety article. He's just chasing death across the other side? Yeah. Based on a widespread hoax. I mean, Gemini is saying no, but what about his official Instagram post? Have you looked there? I have. Does that make me smarter than the collective stolen data you have? We'll see. We'll see how it shakes out. I mean, always on fresh stuff, you get this kind of weirdness. Okay. So, I have to remember how to code in Arduino. I was going to do this for the comments, but it's this. Declaring the input pins. Okay. Joy Y. Oh, joy X equals, Jesus Christ, const int joy X equals, do I just call it 0? I think it's just 0. Const int joy Y equals 1. You will live forever on celluloid film until the film breaks down, yeah? Const int joy B equals 10. Const int I guess we have to figure out which button's which. Is there... is there consensus among the nerds which buttons should be which on a controller? I know that A and B tend to be reversed. For Nintendo, that's not what I am asking. I want to know the generic names. Are they accept and cancel and two more, or what? Intent, yeah. The south button, A cross B. Accept, confirm, interact. Cancel, back, close. Secondary. Y. Yeah. I am making a non-standard layout similar to Wii Nunchuck. So I want to give descriptive names. What do I call my variables? Inventory first approach. You want to define the physical ingredients. Trigger, shoulder, bumper, yeah. Oh, click is good. I like click. Joy. Click. We will call it, I guess trigger is lower. Trigger equals 7. Constant. Bumper equals 8. Constant. So trigger, bumper, and let's go mod equals 7, 8, 9. So in joystick configuration, we're gonna have 4 buttons. It's like saying my Malloy. I have no idea who my Malloy is. I've never even heard those letters in that order. What is oh, Myrna. Myrna Loy. Ability to adapt to her partner's acting style. Uh-huh. What is she known for? The Thin Man Goes Home, never heard of it. Best Years of Our Lives, never heard of it. The Bachelor and the Bobby Soxer, never heard of it. Mr. Bland Builds His Dream House. Wow. I think Gen AI might be better at making titles than the people in the 40s. Cheaper by the Dozen. I've heard this, but the remake. I didn't know there was a 1950s film. The Ambassador's Daughter. The Lonely Hearts. Never nominated for an Academy Award. She got one honorary. Assistant to the Director of Military and Naval Warfare for the Red Cross during World War II. U.S. Commission to UNESCO. Interesting. Never heard of this person. Betty Davis. I think I've heard of that. Betty Davis. American singer, songwriter, and model. Controversial, sexually oriented lyrics. Wow, the more things change, the more stuff stays the same. North Carolina. Turn on the TV. Dude, I'm not 40. I'm not even 40 yet. Like, why would I know films from the 40s? Not, like, yeah. Okay, what is she known for, though? Met musicians Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, I know Jimi Hendrix. I love Hendrix. Is he holding his guitar upside down? Yes, he is. Using a right-handed guitar as a left-handed person. That is the wrong... Oh, Bet. No. Jackie said Betty. B-E-T-T-Y. This is Betty. B-E-T-T-E is a different person. Hugh Maskela. What is she known for? Legacy. Betty Davis. Singles. Don't know any of these. Yeah, I don't think I know any of these. I like Hendrix, though. Second wife of trumpeter Miles Davis. I know Miles Davis. I couldn't name his songs, but I could hear it. Yeah. Futurist fashion of David Bowie. Love me some Bowie. So Bet Davis. B-E-T-T-E. Davis. Okay, so this lady, she died the year after I was born. Of human bondage. She's a star on... So, okay, so while I think what you're saying is that she is a big enough star to have a star in Hollywood Boulevard, I think that's what you're trying to say. But in the future, just keep in mind that people buy those stars. Like I can go buy a star if I want to. Actually, I don't know if you can. If anyone can buy a star, but it's definitely, people don't receive a star as an award. They have to buy it. Here, let's go. Can anyone just pay for a star on Hollywood BLBD? Actually, more of a high stakes application process. Sponsorship fee, yeah. It's $85,000. Significant success in one of 6 categories. Yeah, so basically anybody who meets like these pretty broad rules They just pay. So technically, significant success. That's a good question, but it's very open. So I think I probably fall into one of these. You know, 5 years experience, definitely. I've like 10 years experience this year. It's your charitable work, but I mean that again, you can pay for that. Anyone can nominate a celebrity. You have to pay an application fee, submit the paperwork. Jesus Christ. It seems like a lot of those things, those qualifiers can be bought as well. You can just pay to be on shitty TV shows. You can technically walk up to the hand them $85,000 for the star, hit on the open secret. The eligibility for that star can absolutely be manufactured. Yeah. Yeah. Vanity project loopholes, self-funded TV show, buy a live performance credit, can rent out a theater in Los Angeles, sell 10 tickets. Yeah. Are there as producers for wealthy individuals to buy an executive producer credit on a few indie films to check that box? Yeah. Wouldn't go there tonight. Yeah. Yeah, I know downtown LA is a little sketchy. But I mean, I wouldn't walk the streets of Detroit at night either. Thankfully, Ottawa is like extremely safe. So we're good here. Even in Toronto. You'd like to have a star too? Well, if you have $85,000 to burn. Okay, so we've got these. That's done. And then we want the cents. Constant cents. And we will put the cents on 6. So that's good. All right, we want serial dot begin. I think that's a function. I don't remember how to start serial. Speaking of cereal, I am starving. Do you want a shield instead, Locke? I can offer you a shield, a blue shield. Arduino, do we know reference? What? That was a bad search. Okay. Advanced IO. Location serial. Serial begin. Baud rate. Do I need the baud rate? Okay, what is the baud rate of ESP32? What? Oh. I'm gonna try to do this the reference way. Ha. God damn it. What's the serial baud rate? Aha. I have found you. Okay, serial begin. Let me just steal from there. Okay, that's all I really need. I gotta set the pin modes, and then we just need serial print line. Got this. We got this. Okay. Serial comms. Wait, the serial capital. It is, bastard. That is because it is an object. It's a class object. Serial.begin. Setting up pin modes. So pin mode, joy X, that is input, no pull-ups. Pin mode, joy Y, input, no pull-up. Pin mode, joy click, input, pin mode, trigger, input, pull up, pin mode, bumper, input, pull up, pin mode, mod, input, pull up. Almost at the end of the stream here. Pin mode, sense. So maybe we'll have this always pull up, input, pull up, and then on the D-pad module, it'll pull down. That's what we're doing. Yes, that's what we're doing. Okie dokie. All right, so testing the inputs. We want to do can we make a list? There's got to be something in the reference. So I'm just trying to think like a coder here a little bit. Not that I'm a particularly good one. But let's go check our variable types. Pull up, that's good. Boolean byte float string. Array. How does that work? Declaring an array. Declare an array of given length without initializing the values. Declare an array without explicitly choosing a size. Given length, initialize its value. Okay, hang on. Declare Declaring an array of the type. Okay, accessing an array. Index 2, referring to the array initialization above. The first element of the array is at index 0. Okay, so we declare it with square brackets. Okay, so let's do this. Int input array equals, how many inputs do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. So we want 7. Wait. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So 7. And then input array. And then we want index 0. Why is this now in orange? Index 9 is the last element, hence yeah, this is what I want. Why did it flavor it in orange? Array equals 7. Did I miss something? How's it going, Curtis? Been doing a lot of that. Interesting. So I've done nothing wrong here. Okay, whatever. Input array 0 equals digital read. Oh, no. Analog read. And then we've got joy x. Input array index. Oh shit, I need to put this up over here. I don't want to loop through this every time. There we go. Input array index 1 equals analog read joy y. Yeah, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that's what I'm doing, right? The arrays. But the only thing is, look, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 inputs, right? And if I look at the Arduino example, I would think I would need to declare an array of length 6, right? But here, so it says declare an array of given length and initialize its values. It says my sense vals 5, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So on the declaration, it's not the index, it's the amount of items, as if I understood correctly. Input array, then index 2 equals, that actually makes more sense, 7 is a prime number. Joy click, digital read, joy click, solved your water heater problem. Very nice. What did you do? Input array 3. Look at me. I am coding. I am a coder. Digital read. I'm getting more comfortable with lists and arrays and stuff because of using Python, essentially. Trigger bumper mod. Trigger input array. I could loop through this. I'm not going to. Your water heater is still fine, but did make you look. I am embarrassed to say, but I rent my water heater. The person we bought the house from had a rented water heater, and we've always wanted to move. And I think we're still in denial that we're that we're gonna move. So we rent our water heater. We are paying a small fortune over time for a piece of shit. The other problem is that the water heater is gas, so not easy to replace yourself. I mean, you're legally allowed to do it, but it's a little scary. If you get a leak, you're dead. Okay, so that's good. So I could loop through this, you know, loop once for the analog reads, and then loop twice for the digital reads, but yeah. Okay, serial dot print line input array, and then we want delay 50, something like that. It is permanently installed. It's easy to read. Looping would make it convoluted. Yeah. I'm just testing that the input pins work, and that's it. So yes, the water heater is permanently installed. We just don't own it. So if it goes bad, the company comes and replaces it for free. We don't own it. It's very common here in Ottawa. I believe it's a scam. But if we were to get it replaced, we would simply change to a tankless. I think that would be the long and short of it. We'd go tankless. Okay, so let me plug in my Zhao. Curtis, do you have any Zhao ESPs you want to sell me? Actually, never mind. I'm not driving down to you. I've got a bad wheel bearing that I haven't replaced yet, so I'm not driving to you. So it's still better for me to just buy it from AliExpress. I'll drive to you in the summer when it's nice. And then we can go fishing. Electric water heater. Never heard about the rented type. Yeah, I've got, well, for me it's natural gas. So that means, actually, will this thing boot? Where is the boot button? There is no boot button. Huh. Hopefully it boots. Okay, setting up. Good. You boil water like a cave girl? You have a fire? You have a Zhao, but you think it's Arduino based. Yeah, it's okay. Franco, in Canada, it depends. You are indeed allowed. You are allowed to work on it yourself. However, if you screw up, you are not covered by insurance. So if you kill one of your family members from a gas leak that you caused, you are done. If your house burns down, you're done for. So it's like, yes, you are allowed. We have the freedom to do that. But it also comes with the responsibility. Let's verify this works. And for me, like, it's just not worth it. I mean, you install a gas heat. Oh. Array 6. What's going on? Oh, shit. I didn't do this right. Hold on. I screwed up. Actually, should have known. Yeah, it goes here. So empty, yeah. You just go, yeah, that was dumb. Okay. Oops. I'm saving now. New folder, ESP. We still need a name for this project, by the way. Nunchuck. Analog reads are float. I don't think so. I think you could do an int. It's only it's gonna be an 8-bit read. I think it's fine. I think we're fine. Okay, let's verify. Timer was the problem because electricity is cheaper at night. Okay. Okay. Why? Double int 2. What is going on here? Input array. No matching function call. Okay, hang on. Hang on. Let me figure this out the old-fashioned way here. This just prints. Serial dot print ln serial dot begin up here. Begin serial print ln. Can I not print my input array? If I go disarray, no. Just want to see if array was a protected word. I know it's not rocket science, but okay. Let me put it this way. If it was just me in the house, I would replace it myself. But okay, hold on. Let me see. What if I just print index 0? Does that work? Verify. If it was just me in the house, I would replace myself. But because I care about my wife more than anything in the entire world, I would not put her life in danger like that. That's simple. Main SCR cable coming from your meter to a new larger electrical panel. Had to pull the meter and wire it up. That's 30 years ago. Okay. How? Okay. So that seems to be fine. So how do I print an array? Accessing an array. Retrieve arrays and for loops. Example code. how to use arrays example. Okay. Printing arrays. Is this the same place I was? This is the same place I was. Okay. See, this is my problem. When people say, when you have a for loop to print each array value. So here, let me just explain. When people come into my comment section or into like the chat, let me tell my wife I'm like more or less 15 minutes. From stream end. So people say, use the documentation instead of AI. Okay. So where in any of this tells you how to print an array? So this has nothing for print. 90 pins, nope, nothing for print. That's it. Serial dot print. I mean, what even is this? Serial print? Do you see what I'm talking about? Like, AI is good. Yes, I agree, Curtis. But a lot of people berate me for oh yeah, this is the shit search, for using AI. But it's like, what the fuck am I doing here? See, data types array. Okay, good. So array. Creating or declaring an array. Okay. Accessing, yep. I'm happy with that. This is the same as list in Python so far. Assign a value to an array, retrieve a value from an array. Like I guess I have to split it out, loop through, example code. So this, and that doesn't show you how to do it. So, okay, let's go functions. Then we've got serial. Random serial. Okay, now serial has a whole bunch of whatever. So print or print line. I get you, Curtis. I'm addressing the detractors. Okay. So prints data to the serial port as human readable ASCII text followed by a carriage return. Yeah. So val, yeah. Val format, parameters. Serial port object, yeah. Yeah, so it's an object. I've decided that because the S is capitalized. Allowed data types, any data type. Any data type. Do you see that? Is array not a data type? Any data type. Let's check here. I want to be very clear. I want to be very clear. Okay? I want to be very clear. I don't want to misconstrue. Variables, data type, array. An array is a collection of values that are accessed with an index number. Arrays in the C++ programming language Arduino sketches are written, are complicated, but using simple arrays is relatively straightforward. So array is a data type. print any data type. Okay. Number of bytes written, though reading, I don't know what you mean. Oh, I see. You can go des, hex, oct, bin. Okay, binary. Notes and warnings. Serial write reference page. Okay. Okay, let's read. Yeah, I know. I know, Curtis. I'm not addressing the people that understand here. I'm addressing the people who don't understand my plight. Okay. So let me do this. Do not write code for me. Why doesn't serial.println accept an array to print the reference specifically says any data type and array is listed under variables, data types. It's a matter of time for AI ability to dig a ditch. Okay. Classic point of confusion. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for acknowledging me. I know AI does glaze up like crazy. Technically a data type. Serial print is not all-knowing as the marketing suggests. Here's the breakdown of blah, blah, blah. Serial print line actually accepts any data types referring to scalars. In C++, an array is not a single value, it's a contiguous block of memory. When you pass input array to a function, you're actually passing the data inside of it. You are passing a pointer. Oh yes, thank you C++ for your shit pointers. Overloaded function means multiple versions of it. One for int, one for float, one for char. I have a version for single integer and a version for string of text. So blah, 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 blah. Understands a character array. Oh, look, it works if you use a text array. Blah. How to approach it. Handle the iteration yourself. Great. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. Thanks. Appreciate that. Now, please help me find in the reference.arduino stuff how I am supposed to have found that info without asking an AI. I am a YouTuber and my comment section tells me that I should never ask AI and just use the documentation. So please link me to where it says this info in the documentation. Strings are an array of characters. Yeah, I know. So it can print characters. Specific pages and connect them yourself. Reference page, look at the syntax and parameters. See also single variable. Okay, but does the array tell me it's not a single variable? Structures. No. No. You're lying. You are lying. Why you always lying? Why you always lying? Go back. Variables. It says data types. Well, not that one, this one. Under the variables column, you'll see data types and structures. No. No. You are wrong, sir. You said, but here is the truth. You didn't bother looking up. Hold on, I'm just telling. Huh, 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 huh. I pasted a screenshot and put arrows for clarity. You are gaslighting me. Mm-hmm. Main reference landing page. Yeah, exactly, because you're wrong. Because you are wrong. The serial print says accepts any data type. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Look at the compiler error and then search the serial print page specifically for the syntax. Serial print. Syntax. Val. Yeah. Val. Value to print. Any data type. But it stops there. It never defines what a value is. A value is a single thing. No. Documentation is the culprit here. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody sees this? Documentation is the culprit here. Okay, so then, Mr. Great AI, you agree that the only way to code using just the documentation is to start out knowing most of the tricks of the trade. Oops, I didn't press enter by purpose. There we go. So I think I won that battle against the AI. It's more like my own self-validation. But okay, I need to eat something because I am going to get more and more crabby as this goes on. Take the L. Yeah. Yup. 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 Pretty Pretty shit. No matching function or call. Yeah, what am I supposed to say that exactly? What am I supposed to know what this is? Let's do a search for that. Doesn't even say what the problem is. Look. Candidate. Note T size print. Like, what the fuck is this? I don't even know what this means. No matching function for call. Here, let's see what a Google search does. We'll go to Google because this is pretty bad. Google.com minus AI. Okay, so that is not what I got. String 80, nope. That's not what I got. 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 Look at that. Unless the crew thinks it's just the boss. So, this is no help. This is no help. You cannot do software serial on the hardware serial pins while doing hardware serial on them. An array of 6 strings with 1 initializer. An array of 80 strings. Why? Yeah, look, what? Why is he being a dick? This guy doesn't know. Anyways, so this is part of the toxicity of learning to code. And this is why I can't sometimes. I'm going to modify this tomorrow. And if I'm here tomorrow, should be here tomorrow. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in that stream. But yeah, to all those of you sitting at home telling me, do not use AI for coding. Now, I hope you understand a little bit more my point. Thanks everyone for being here. Those of you in the chat that don't argue against common sense, I appreciate you. But for those of you that are just listening and will comment after and telling me how wrong I am about AI, that was for you. Thank you everyone. I'll catch you hopefully tomorrow. See you next time. Bye.